But first, there's been a lot of talk about integrity in this campaign and a lot of character hits on the Prime Minister. But what I want to show you now is how duplicitous some of the claims against him have been, how things he has said in the past have been manipulated and taken out of context to suit the Labor Party's narrative. Worse than that, what I'll show you exclusively now is material that's been edited by Labor's campaign team and used in advertising to fit up the Prime Minister. This is the Labor ad I'm referring to.
Going to Hawaii when half of Australia was burning was a mistake.
I don't hold a hose, mate.
Not making sure we had enough vaccines and rapid tests was a mistake.
It's not a race, it's not a competition.
No one gets it right all the time, but Morrison makes too many mistakes. Next time something goes wrong, do you trust him to make it right?
That's not my job. That's not my job. It's not my job to do that.
Not my job, says Labor's ad, and without the context, it paints the Prime Minister as arrogant and uncaring, someone who isn't willing to do the job he was elected to. But it's the context that's critical. Here is what Scott Morrison actually said without Labor's rat-cunning edits.
That's not my job.
Why haven't you personally lost patience with Dan Andrews?
Because that's not my job. My job is to keep focused on the challenge that I have to protect Australians every single day. That's not my job, or whatever it happens to be. It's their money. It's their choice. I'm not going to go around telling Australians how to spend their own money. That's not my job. They're quite able to know what they should be doing with their own money, and I'll always... It's not my job to do that. But this is going to be really tough. I mean, these things are going to break our hearts, but it's not going to break our spirit.
Are you frightened?
It's not my job to do that.
Are you
It's my job to
overwhelmed?
be... Not at all. Look, in situations like this, you've just got to act on the information, make decisions and communicate clearly.
So, not my job, he said, to personally lose patience with Daniel Andrews when Victorians needed my help in the lockdown. Not my job to tell Australians how to spend their own money. Not my job to be frightened when COVID first arrived in Australia. My job, said Scott Morrison, is to act on the information, make decisions and communicate clearly. It's all very different, isn't it, when you hear what Scott Morrison actually said in full and in context. I've been around election campaigns since '98. I don't think I've ever seen an ad so duplicitous. If this was my campaign's ad, I'd be ashamed. It's a low-rent, American-style campaign ad, and I'd say to Australian voters, we're better than that. I'm all for a robust election campaign. I'm all for pitting one side against the other in the battle of ideas, because I don't think winning the right to lead our country should be easy. I don't think government should be handed to anyone on a plate. But if you care about the quality of our democracy, if you care about integrity in politics, then all of us, regardless of how we're going to vote, should absolutely reject campaign propaganda lies like that. Now, I know opposition leaders and prime ministers get a look at their party's campaign ads before they are released. If Anthony Albanese has any integrity, he would now demand that ad is pulled immediately. And if he doesn't, it says everything about the standard he will set if he wins in 12 days' time.